Hey everybody, welcome back to Brainiac Baseball's 1982 Detroit Tigers season replay. Today's matchup is between the Milwaukee Brewers and the Detroit Tigers at Tiger Stadium. On the mound for the Brewers today is Jim Slaton, whose record is 1-3 with a 6.46 ERA. And pitching for the Tigers today is Dave Rozema, whose record is 11-4 with a 3.24 ERA. Okay, the month of August is off to an atrocious start. We're 0-3 heading into our final game against the Brewers. Yesterday's game was so weird. Morris was on the mound. He went 6 innings, and he struck out a Brainiac Baseball sim high 12 batters. So he had 12 Ks in yesterday's game. I think the highest previously was 11. By Dave Rozema, I believe. And so 12 strikeouts, but he gave up 4 solo shots in yesterday's game. The Tigers lose 5-3 with Kevin Bass being 2 of the 3 runs, getting a 2-run shot. And so we're going to wrap up the series today. Tomorrow is Christmas Day, and I will not be playing a game tomorrow. Last year, I was in Taos, New Mexico, at the ski resort there, and I brought my laptop, and we did a video that day, which was fun. But tomorrow, I'm going to Tombstone, Arizona, for the day and having Christmas in Tombstone. So there won't be any videos tomorrow, but we'll get back to that the day after Christmas. Now, I was thinking the last couple of days before we get today's game started, I was thinking it seems so weird for us to have played so many games against the American League East. So I went to the league settings and I checked to see if I had it listed under unbalanced schedule, and I did. And so I pulled this up. This is maybe only interesting to fellow baseball mogul players. So I had it listed as unbalanced scheduling. And so we have 16 games against Baltimore, 18 games against Boston with 3 to go against them, 14 games only against Cleveland, 17 with the 18th game against Milwaukee today, only 15 games against the Yankees, and 13 games against Toronto. How is that a balanced schedule when Boston will have 21 games and only 13 against Toronto? I don't get it. I'm not sure what's happening there. I'm assuming that the ratio versus American League East and the American League West is probably accurate, but it's not properly dispersed. Sorry about that. Not properly dispersed among the teams. So I'm not sure how to fix that issue, but I don't know if anyone else has ever noticed that. I just wanted to kind of bring that to light. Let's go ahead and get today's game started here. It's I don't know. I feel like it should be, better organized against your teams in your division so that it's even for each team you're playing against in your division. Let's take a look here. We have our bullpen completely available. Dave Rozema on the mound. The current Brewer lineup is batting 178 against him. So we got to feel good about that. We got to break this losing streak. And then Jim Slaton, the righty, who's the 5th starter for the Brewers, is pitching today. We're going to give Parrish the day off. He hasn't had one in a while. So Bobby Ramos is in there at catcher. And we're going to give the struggling Eddie Murray the day off and put Andre Dawson in there at DH. The first time Andre has played in several days. So we're going to give him the opportunity today. Let's take a look at the season stats here for both teams. And we'll do the lineup rundown for the Brewers. Batting leadoff, playing first base is Ike Hampton. Batting second in center field is Chet Loman. Batting third at second base is Paul Molitor. Batting cleanup at third base is Randy Asadoor. Batting fifth in right field is Alan Cockrell. Batting sixth in left field is Doug Loman. Batting seventh and DHing today is Dave Sax. Batting eighth and catching is Charlie Moore. And batting ninth, playing shortstop, is Ed Romero. Dave Rozema, the best pitcher on our staff right now. He's 11-4, making his 23rd start with a 3.28 ERA, 137 innings pitched. He's got 57 strikeouts, only 20 walks. Opponents are batting .250 against him, and he's got 2 complete games. Take a look at his log here. You'll see 2 starts ago he had his second complete game against Baltimore. So good that game. He struck out 7 in 9 innings. In his last start, he got a no decision. Not as strong of a performance, giving up 5 runs on 9 hits in only 5 innings. So you take a look here, you see his pitch count. Very seldom does he ever go above 100. That's because he really doesn't walk a lot of guys, nor does he strike out a lot. So he's efficient, and that doesn't mean that the opponent can't get to him. Let's take a look at the defensive alignment for the Tigers today with Ramos behind the plate. Everybody else is right where they should be. And Ike Hampton, first time we've seen Ike Hampton in, I think, this whole season, leading off against Dave Rozema, playing first base. He's, in my memory, he's a catcher, and he's at first base today. So 1 down as he lines out to left. Here's Chet Lemon. Chet Lemon had 2 home runs in yesterday's game, giving him 10 on the season, and he just crushed it. Lemon, his 11th home run on the season, almost 500 feet to dead center, and it's 1-0 Milwaukee. Next up is Hall of Famer Paul Molitor. Shoots it down the left field line, off the wall, and an error by Gibson allows Molitor to take third. And this already feels like we're in real trouble. We cannot let this run score. We're going to pull the infield in here in the first inning with Molitor on third. Randy Asadoor up. A line drive to left. Will Molitor score? He does. He tags up. Scores easily, and it's 2-0 on the sac fly from Asadoor. Alan Cockrell steps in. He had a home run in the first game of the series, and he grounds out to Hatcher at third, and that'll do it. The Brewers get 2 runs on the home run from Lemon and the double by Molitor that was stretched into a, not really a triple, but a double with an error, allowing Molitor to go to third. So we go to the bottom of the first. Here is the lineup for the Tigers today. Batting leadoff in right field is Eddie Miller. Batting second in center field is Rickey Henderson. Batting third in left field is Kirk Gibson. Batting cleanup and playing third base is Mickey Hatcher. Batting fifth at first base is Greg Brock. And batting sixth and DHing is Andre Dawson. Batting seventh at second base is Sweet Lou Whitaker. And batting eighth, playing shortstop, is Alan Trammell. Finally, batting ninth and catching today is Bobby Ramos. Here's former Tiger Jim Slaton in there. We've talked about this guy quite a bit over the 3 seasons. You'll see he just played that 1 season for Detroit. That was the year that pretty much everybody became a free agent. And he went 17-11 for the Tigers. And then and went right back to Milwaukee. He's had a pretty decent career. By 1982, he was in his last season as a Brewer. 1-3 this year with a 6.46 ERA. We know that means nothing. The 2 previous pitchers this series had ERAs in the high 5s, low 6s, and they absolutely crushed us. He's got more walks than strikeouts. Opponents are batting .301. No complete games for Jim Slaton. Here's the Brewers' defensive alignment. They've got Ike Hampton at first. So first and third, poor defensively, as well as right field for the Brewers. Here's Eddie Miller, batting average down to .385 after his torrid start. Hits a grounder to third, and Asadoor throws him out. One down. Next up is Rickey Henderson with a base hit to left. Okay, so Rickey, what's his stolen base situation? 75%. That's more than you can ask, really, from Rickey. We're going to swing away here. And if Rickey can't get to second, there's a ground ball to second. And Rickey's tossed out. I should have hit and run, perhaps. As Gibson's safe at first. What's his percentage? Only 72. I think we need to let Mickey Hatcher swing away. His average is dipping down to .324. So he's due, but not this at bat, as he grounds out to short. We leave a runner stranded at first. It's 2-0 Brewers, headed to the top of the second. Are we getting too conservative? I'm starting to question that as Loman strikes out. First K for Rosie today. Next up is Dave Sax. It's hard to be aggressive when you're down 2 runs. It's like you have to almost let your team manufacture a run or two to get back into the ball game before you can get aggressive again. There's a base hit from Charlie Moore. Barely gets out of the infield. 106 feet in between first and second. So Moore has the third hit for the Brewers today. Here's the number 9 hitter, Ed Romero. Batting average just dipping under 300. And there's another hit. Same spot. This says 36 feet. That didn't look like 36 feet. That looked like the exact same position as the Charlie Moore hit. This feels bad, folks. Here's Ike Hampton batting 118 versus right-handers. He hits a high fly ball to center field. And the play is made by Henderson. So the Brewers leave 2 guys stranded on the base pass. We go to the bottom of the second. Greg Brock leading off. Brock batting 256 versus righties. Hitting a ground ball to third, and it's booted by Asadoor. Brock safe at first for Andre Dawson. Now Dawson, we have not played him in a while. I'm as frustrated with him as I am with Murray. But he hasn't played in a few days. We're going to let him swing away. And a ground ball to short. That could have been 2. They only get the lead runner, Brock, at second. So 1 down, Dawson at first, and it's definitely time to hit and run. All right, here we go. Sweet Lou at the plate. 1 for 6 against Slaton. A ground ball right to Hampton at first. Steps on the bag. No chance at a double play with Dawson running. That's going to leave it up to Trammell to get the first run drove in. Nope, sharp ground ball right at Molitor, and again, we leave a runner in scoring position. Headed to the third. Here's Chet Lemon. Lemon is unstoppable right now. 3 home runs the last 2 games, and Rosie jams him inside. Soft roller to Whitaker. There's 1 out. Hall of Famer Paul Molitor up next. Ground ball to third, and Hatcher throws them out. 2 quick outs as Asadoor hits a grounder to second. So 3 ground ball outs. That's typical for Rosie. And we'll take that. Easy inning for him. We go to the bottom of the third. We have Ramos, Miller, and Henderson due up. Here's Bobby Ramos getting a spot start today. Hasn't produced much at all this year. I believe he did get his first career home run as he grounds out to second. So that's 1 positive. And then Eddie Miller, he always comes through for us. There's a double into center field. speed legging it out. That is his 9th double in less than 100 at-bats. He's got 12 extra base hits. My favorite stat of his, though, he's got 31 runs scored in 35 games. That's incredible. Okay, so Miller on second. What would his stolen base opportunity be? To steal third, it'd be 75. It'd be the same as Rickey stealing second. Oh, Rickey, come on. We take strike 3 looking. 2 down. It's going to bring up Gibby. And Gibby bloops it into center. Caught by Loman. So many wasted opportunities already today. We go to the top of the 4th. Here's Rosie. Rosie walks Cockrell. That is something you don't see very often. Runner on first for Doug Loman. Drills it to center field. That's incredibly deep. 377 feet, and Cockrell tags and takes second. That would never happen. I guess they are up 2 runs. I guess if they were going to take an aggressive stance, that might be one way to do it, as Sax follows up that deep drive with one of his own, allowing Cockrell to get to third. This feels ominous. With 2 down, Alan Cockrell on third base and Charlie Moore at the plate. Popping it up on the infield. And there's your third out. So we leave Cockrell stranded on third base. We go to the bottom of the 4th. We have Mickey, Brock, and the Hawk due up. Hatcher rips it to left. On the line, caught by Loman. 1 down. This is starting to piss me off because all 3 of these Brewers starters are terrible this season, and yet they've been absolutely lights out against us. And it doesn't make sense. It's like the game is calculating their ERA, and it's like this is the opportunity for them to kind of even it out a little bit. And really, Slaton is the only pitcher that I feel like that's acceptable. Like we had Kokenauer in the first start, who hadn't even made it to the majors by 1982. And then we had Bill Travers yesterday, who was already out of baseball by 1982. And yet they shut us down like it was nothing. At least Jim Slaton was still pitching in 1982. As Romero gets himself another base hit. Standing on first here in the top of the 5th. Ike Hampton up. Ground ball to second. Let's turn 2. Unbelievable. We can't turn a double play. So 1 down. And the base hit by Lemon. He cannot be denied. Runner on first and second. Our starters have been absolute puke lately. Striking out Molitor, that's a surprise. So 2 down, runners on first and second. Rozema up to 70 pitches. He can go 100. He just doesn't normally have to get to that point. As Asadoor flies out to left. We go to the bottom of the 5th. 2-0 Milwaukee. Whitaker, Trammell, and Ramos up. There's a base hit for Whitaker. Finally, leadoff man is on, and Whitaker stretches it into a double. Only his 11th double of the year. Now we've got to start making do with what they're giving us. Unbelievable. I had Trammell hit to the right side. A guy with his kind of control, and he can't even do that. Man, we managed to get Whitaker to third on that fly ball. I didn't feel good about doing that, to be honest. But we have to take our chances. They're playing back, so they'll give up a run on a ground ball. Will Ramos comply? He does. He's a ground ball to second, and a run scores. So Ramos with the RBI, and it's 2-1 Milwaukee. Eddie Miller up after his double last time through the lineup. Hits a ground ball to third, and that'll do it. So the Tigers get on the board. Still only 3 hits for each other. Let's take a look at the in-game stats. I mean, it's hard to give anyone a player of the game as of now, so we're just going to play it out. Alan Cockrell leading off the top of the 6th, and he gets a comebacker to Rosie, and Rosie can't handle it. That's an error on Rozema, the second Tigers error today. So runner on first base for Doug Loman. Loman, another hard shot to center field, 365 feet. This time Cockrell doesn't tag. I guess it's too risky when you're only up a run. Dave Sax goes the opposite way for a base hit. Now it's first and third. I mean, it's a catcher running and a catcher on first, so you think a double play is possible. We're going to play back, and we're going to play regular depth, double play depth, instead of playing in. And Charlie Moore gets a line drive to right, Cockrell score. Total fucking bullshit. And a ground ball by Romero will end the inning. Tigers down 3-1 to this horrible, horrible team. Jim Slaton at 76 pitches here as Henderson gets a base hit into center. Do we want to go for 2? No, we don't. Do we want to try to steal? I mean, this is why we should be aggressive. This is a situation where Henderson should waltz right into second base. Nope. Oh, yes, he makes it. A high fastball is usually a sign that the runner is going to be thrown out. But Henderson hits the 30 mark. I guess he's right on track from last year. He was 32 stolen bases with 23 caught stealing. So he's right in the window of that last year. So the leadoff man, Henderson, steals second. In scoring position for Gibby. They're going to walk Gibson. Not intentionally, but they're pitching around him to get to Mickey Hatcher. And Hatcher has been struggling lately. He's a clutch hitter, but he hasn't been coming through. There's a base hit to right. There he's off the schneid. Henderson scores. First and third. 3-2. Nobody out. And they're playing back, so they'll give up a run for a double play. I suppose that's a smart move. As Brock pops it up on the infield. Now we have to hit and run. So first and third, less than 1 out. Hit and run situation for Dawson, who has good contact. And he gets an infield single to third. Dawson comes through. The game is tied at 3. RBI. It feels kind of cheesy, but you do have a poor defensive player at third. So I feel like it's somewhat justified. So first and second, 1 down. Here's a chance for Sweet Lou to give us the lead. And it's a blooper into right center field. Falls in for a single. Hatcher around third and scores. And the Tigers have the 4-3 lead. So that aggressive behavior by Henderson stealing second base has kind of catapulted us into the lead. Still only 1 out, and again, hit and run situation with a good hit and run hitter, Alan Trammell. Ground ball to short. That'll score a run. Keeps the Tigers out of the double play. It's 5-3. 2 down now for Bobby Ramos. And Ramos hits a weak grounder to second. And that'll do it. So the Tigers jump into the lead with 4 runs in the 6th. It's 5-3 now. And, I mean, nothing but righties. Hampton, a switch hitter, who's 0-for-3 today against Rosie. We have to give Rosie a chance at 1 more inning as Hampton hits a slow roller to Tram. 1 out. Now here's a tough hitter, Chet Lemon. 2 for 3 of the day with another home run. And he hits a grounder right at Trammell. 2 down. Here's Paulie. Molitor, surprisingly, only a .269 hitter versus right-handers, and 3 for 19 in his career against Rozema. And another ground ball. This one to Hatcher to third. And that'll end the inning. We go to the bottom of the 7th inning. They're going to bring in a reliever, Bill Castro. This is a guy, he's making his 20th appearance. I feel like we've seen him every game. Let's go right to the log. 1, 2, 3. We've seen him 4 times this year. And we've scored 5 runs against him. So I'm liking those odds. Looking at his overall stats, he's got a 6.53 ERA. So, and folks are betting 344 against him. He's got 4 blown saves. Eddie Miller leading off against Bill Castro. And a base hit sharply past Molitor at second base. It said 204 feet, and then it backed up to 38 feet. I don't know. I don't understand how numbers work, but that doesn't seem right. Miller on first. We're sending him. Again, a little risky, and he's gunned down. Damn it. Only his 4th caught stealing this season. 17 out of 21. I get worried that turns the tide in the game as Henderson hits a grounder to short. 2 outs. And then Gibby hits a high fly ball deep to center field. It's going to fall short of the warning track, 396 feet. And we're going to the 8th inning. We are going to take out Rosie, who pitched really well and is in line to get his 12th victory. We're bringing in Dave Smith. We want Smith to get these 2. We're going to bring in Rucker to get the lefty Loman, and then Weaver will close out the ball game. Good bounce-back game for Smith yesterday after he gave up the 4 runs the other day. And Asadoor leads off with a base hit to right. That'll gum up the works unless we get a double play here. Leadoff man is on, and Cockrell, the tying run at the plate. Oh, nice pitch. 90-mile-an-hour fastball on the corner. Strikes out Cockrell. Do we pull Smith and go with the odds? Let's take a look at Loman's splits. Versus righties, he's got 13 home runs and a 766 OPS. If we bring in a lefty, it's only a 619. He does have a couple dongs. I think we got to play the odds. That's what we've been doing all year. And maybe a double play here from Rucker will get us where we need to go. So 1 down, runner on first. Here's Doug Loman. And a double down the line. Only a base hit. That'll get Asadoor to third. And we're in trouble, folks. We're going to bring in our closer early, Roger Weaver. Now, this doesn't make me feel good because he has been wild lately. More walks than strikeouts. And we'll give up that run for a double play opportunity, but I say that every time and it never works out. Dave Sax strikes out swinging. That is a big-time pitch from Weaver. 3 strikes and 2 foul balls and a 85-mile-an-hour fastball right down the pipe. Now Charlie Moore to the plate. Moore 1 for 2 with an RBI. 1 for 3 in his career against Weaver. And he jams and pops it up. First pitch swinging. I can't recommend that. And Weaver gets out of the jam. We're going to bring him back for the 9th. Here is Mickey Hatcher leading off the bottom of the 8th inning. There's a base hit for Hatcher in the center field. He's 2 for 4 on the day. as Greg Brock steps in. Brock hitless. He's looking for a big shot here. Oh, no. That's tailor-made. Oh, no. Brock hustling down the line to first, and he's safe, so they do not turn two. That's going to bring up Andre Dawson. Managed an infield single. That's about it. And a very rare walk issued to Dawson. First and second. One down for Lou. Lou batting .239 versus righties. Terrible year for Lou as Whitaker hits it right back to Castro. This time they don't miss on the double play. 1-6-3. We go to the top of the ninth. 5-3 Detroit. 3 outs away. We have Romero, Hampton, and Chet Lemon due up. Now Weaver only threw 4 pitches to get those 2 outs last inning, so I feel confident in bringing him back out. Part of me thinks I should bring in Solars at third, but a 2-run lead against the Brewers, I feel confident that we're going to get there as Romero pops up to short. Here's Ike Hampton. Hasn't shown much today in his spot start, striking out swinging. 2 Ks for Weaver. We're down to the final out. It's a tough one. It's Chet Lemon. 2 for 4 on the day with his 11th home run, and he strikes him out swinging. That'll do it. Tigers get the victory. A come-from-behind win, 5-3, and you got to feel good about that. We break our 3-game losing streak. Sometimes it pays to get angry and aggressive, and I did that, and so did our Tigers, and we got the win, 5-3. Let's take a look at the standings. New York, 4 games back still, and we have the best record in the American League somehow. Seattle within 3 games now. They're 9-1 in their last 10, and Kansas City has got to be sweating it. Let's take a look at the transactions. Jim Gantner, the Cardinals' third baseman, is going to miss a month, so he'll be back in time for the playoffs, assuming St. Louis can get there. They're 1 game back of Philadelphia, and Houston 7.5 back of Cincinnati. So let's pull up the box score and get out of here. Hey, everybody, Merry Christmas. Thank you so much for spending time watching these ball games. We have another 3 games to go against the Red Sox, and then it's all American League West the rest of the way. Player of the game today will be, I guess, Mickey Hatcher, whose RBI was a big catalyst for us, getting the lead. I don't really think there's anybody else that deserves it. I guess Sweet Lou had the game-winning RBI, but I can't really recall him doing anything special. So we're going to give it to Mickey Hatcher. Dave Rozema gets the win, his team-leading 12th victory. And Roger Weaver gets his team-leading 16th save. Jim Slaton falls to 1-4 on the year, and Chet Lemon, grateful not to see him again the rest of the season. He had his 11th home run. So we're going to come back in 2 days, the day after Christmas, and until then, everyone, have a great holiday.